But they do have that support, you know? Beyond can help you out. And crucially, this mid-Mars, I wanted a strength core that can go in and start fights. Probably one of the better ones because you can also counter-initiate, right? If you jump in on them with your clockwork, with your nature's prophet, all of a sudden Mars shows up out of nowhere, creates a new condition for the fight, and it's much more difficult for you. So I'm feeling this Team Zero draft. Hashtag no bias. But I'm also a little bit skeptical just of the team fight prowess overall on the side of nouns.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, kind of one of the issues that nouns is kind of running right now. Their biggest, like, kind of team fight ability is, like, hookshot, right? Like, they've got a lot of abilities that are really good at skirmishing. Yes, they've got whirlwind, but when you're playing into arena, you're playing into overgrowth, you're playing into stampede, you're playing into all the shrapnels are going to be on the ground, Drow Rangers are going to be throwing around all these multi-shots. It's going to be very hard for nouns to try and fight in an area, and that can be a bit of a problem for some of these teams trying to get a lot of these games going if you can't just control an area. So let's see how it does pan out. I've got to quickly do smoke gang 0 to 4, number of smoke kills 0 to 2, players with the most kills 10 minutes, 7E, tower first destruction 5 to 8. Ah, damn, I didn't get the last one.
I went beyond. This lane feels pretty fun. But we shall see. Game 1. I'm also stuck in the previous game. I was about to say game 2. Game 1. Game 21. And so it begins.
Game 9 plus 10. Someone posted that meme in a random Discord earlier today, so that's why the 9 plus 10 is stuck in my head. Anyways.
Well, we get underway. 7E versus Copy. 7E has tended to win games where he loses the lane, so he must make sure that he's not putting in too much work here against Copy. Because this lane is pretty... if you're playing a melee hero against Nature's Prophet, you want it to be Mars, basically.
Yeah, just purely because of the bulwark and just the amount of extra burst you have to take down these treants and even just trade with the Nature's Prophet. So there's also a really interesting lane, considering this is like two kind of like younger, inexperienced mid laners playing off against each other. You know, obviously 7E has a little bit of experience when it comes to competitive third underneath his belt, but not when it comes to the international. So this is where both these two players are playing for... they're definitely not playing for their tournament lives, but playing for a massive advantage in the tournament. Being able to choose your opponent and try and set yourself up for success going in towards the rest of the road to the international. After it's top 6 is the international, right?
The top 6 or top 8?
I think it's one of the two. I can't remember. I'll check. I'll go on an adventure.
Top 8, top 8, top 8.
Oh, okay. Top 8.
Still on the road there, though. Some time to go. We see in the top lane. It's the second time today that we've seen this lane. Wind Ranger with the Enchantress. We're expecting it to be pretty decent. But obviously, Ponlo will do as much as he can to just consistently and as annoyingly as possible harass Fly. Try to put him out of the lane. Waste all his mana and regen.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for Ponlo to try and have the lane prowess that he has in the past in this Sniper, purely because Sniper does rely quite a lot on these this like headshot harass against these other Pod's fires, but you're playing against an Enchantress, so it's going to be a little spicy for that lane. Gunnar is also kind of copying it a little bit here. This is a very strong lane. I think Treant plus any range core is going to be a very hard lane for any offlaner, no matter what. Yeah. So we're going to be seeing that a lot this tournament, and Gunnar, unfortunately for him, is playing what a lot of us offlaners call hell, playing into a Drow Ranger where you're a melee hero and you have no way of harassing her, so she just hits you with frost arrows for 15 years and you just have to cop it, man. Just have to deal with it, bro.
Yeah, we don't get to actually see offlanes like this that much anymore. Nowadays, most offlaners get the farm that they need, but Gunnar is struggling, and unfortunately, Clockwork is not necessarily the hero that can help him out in this situation.
I just woke up.
That's why I thought maybe they might, like when I saw that it was Clockwork and Enchantress as the two supports, I thought maybe they might do a lane swap. You know, Fly plays with the Task and the Clockwork plays with Yuma, but it seems like they just wanted to not change things up too drastically and kind of just play the way that they wanted to, and they just have this double melee lane where, you know, Lelis is doing a good job at pulling a lot of these creeps, but still it's very hard for Gunnar to get any farm in this scenario, purely just against this super strong lane. He's getting levels though, which is kind of important for the Tusk.
He's certainly going to have to start making moves elsewhere. Fortunately for him, the hero that is in the mid lane, Copy, once he starts to get levels up, he feels a little bit stronger. He can show up with the teleportation and try to render some aid. But we're still a few minutes away from that point.
Did you see Erica with the multi-shot? I know
what did he
our
do?
wonderful observer caught it because that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. He just... I don't know if he's used sidestep before. It's super awkward. It looks really weird. He just like pressed it on the creep wave and was moving sideways, and it looked horrible. So like maybe Erica's just testing out this new facet because it is definitely one of the ones where you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, but you know, in practice it might be a little bit more awkward to play, considering, you know, how many thousands of games of Drow Ranger he's had in the past. Pre-facets.
Top lane. Poor Ponlo is going to find himself getting caught out and killed. Yuma and Fly starting off their campaign with some kills. That's what you want to see out of them. I think maybe the rationale for the sidestep choice here was because they have Centaur. So you can still like maneuver during the stampede and stuff.
Oh, true. That's big brain. So it's only a 25% move speed penalty, so if he gets stampeded, he's going to be like electric sliding everywhere. It's going to be sick.
That's how I
hope
think
that
it should
happens.
work. I'll see if it works. We'll see if it works like that. Bottom, they are going onto Erica though. Drinking Buddies was used up, or the tag team, while they didn't go for the Buddies. Erica is still alive. Clockwork finds the cogs with these two heroes inside, but they so far don't have the damage that they need here, Fluke. ZZQ is falling lower, but not enough. Ponlo now also making his presence known, coming in to kill off Lelis. And they succeed in doing so. Unfortunately, just not enough. Living armor, the armor provided by the tier 1 tower, made the Drow Ranger a little bit too tanky to kill.
Yeah, the sidestep, although it does look ridiculous, definitely helped out just there for Erica, who's able to get the slow and the damage with the multi-shot while still backpedaling. So backpedaled enough to be able to get close enough to ZZQ that when the Clockwork came in, that they both got stuck inside of the cogs. So it meant that the battery assault was spread apart. They had the living armor as well, and there was just too much HP for them to try and get through underneath the tower there, and that's unfortunate for Nouns, because usually when you make this first rotation with the Enchantresses, you really want to try and get a kill with it and then transition that into a lot of tier 1 tower damage. And they just haven't been able to do that just yet. That's why this fight for middle is starting to happen.
Another big thing, this is another rotation that these supports have made without getting a kill. And every time you don't get a kill into an immediate tower, you've got a Treant Protector, so Living Armor just heals it back up. Gonna get ran down or walked by this Drow. No! She thought she had the damage, so she stopped moving forward. It happens to the best of us. It is what it is.
Gunnar did have creeps to snowball to as well, so potentially could have tried to get away with it, but you know, as you said, either way, just not over-committing for the kill just yet. So Erica, that would have been pretty huge for him. Getting that solo kill there on a Gunner, really setting him further and further behind. He's only level 4. Drow Ranger's getting close at level 6, and that's when you legitimately cannot go anywhere near her in these lanes, right? Like, if the Treant's around, you don't have too many members on your side, it's just going to be very hard for you to try and come anywhere towards this Drow's lane. And they've rotated. Okay. I was going to say, they rotated Yuma down, but maybe Gunner gave them the no, you know, only sitting at level 5 right now on the task. Just being like, guys, just give me a moment. We don't want to overcommit onto the Drow because they will respond to her. Got Stampede up on the Centaur, and they've also got the rotation coming in from 70 if they need it. So need to be careful not to overcommit.
We see the knock-on effect of having a bad lane for Gunner. He was forced to end up going to pick up the Wisdom Rune, which as a result also means that his support's going to be lacking that experience. When you look at Fly right now, Fly will be fine, he'll be okay, but Lelis is the one that I'm really worried about. He has to make moves, and if he's not finding these kills, where's the experience going to be coming from for him?
Yeah, and that's the problem as well, is Tusk was supposed to be that rotation partner for him as well. You're like, yeah, the Enchantress can do that, but Fly wants to be a little greedy, right? Like, he wants to be sitting back and farming up, getting towards his own level 6, getting a lot of those early items, maybe try and build towards a Hurricane Pike early on, but you need to see Lelis is in a really good spot.
You know why he's dead, my friend? We've just picked up Marksmanship available on this Drow Ranger, and she's absolutely going to demolish this guy. And it does work. You saw that? You saw that? It does work.
Yeah.
It works, yeah. Sidestep plus the Stampede ensures that you get the movement speed and the damage. Very, very nice.
That's actually dirty. That's a pretty dirty combo. Like, it's obviously not something that you're not going to be like, okay, I'm going to Stampede for this, you know, multi-shot. kind of play, but it is one of those things where it's like you're in a fight and you're running backwards. You can multi-shot, which is a lot of damage, like from the Drow Ranger, and it's a lot of slow as well. So to be able to build a lot of this extra distance between the Drow Ranger and a lot of these other heroes. So starting out nice and strong here, our Team 0. There's a lot of movement through these twin gates. This is twice now that Yuma's come bottom and then gone all the way back towards top. So just wasting a bit of that mana on the Wind Ranger just shows that they're a little bit indecisive about how they really want to try and deal with this bottom lane.
Yeah. The problem is now as well, because all these supports have gone bottom.
Oh no.
1v1, Centaur is completely happy in that matchup. And now Lilas, he got caught in no man's land here, will be killed off. On the bright side, does tank the gank from 7E, so they won't find a more important target like Gunner. But this is unfortunate. And the worst part about this here, Fluke, look towards middle. The Nature's Prophet is not on top of the tower. If he's on top of the tower right now with a bunch of treants, okay, it's not so bad that you lose this clockwork, but the Mars will likely return before you can take the tower. And then at that point, it's like, well, we just lost the clockwork for nothing, basically.
Yeah, they were able to get a little bit of this deep vision, but you can just see Ponlo's sniffing it out. He knows that there's some scenario that's going on, and ZZQ gets rid of it. Is it because he blocked that camp? Was it? No, there was nowhere near to block the camp. Ponlo just
Game
knew.
sense, bro.
Well, they could see that the Alpha Wolf was there, and they'd already killed the Wild Wing Ripper, so they knew that Fly had gotten at least another new creep. So you can just infer from that, you know, he was in this bottom side, probably already saw that he had wards in his inventory, and they're like, all right, this is a good place for him to get that ward. Didn't want to take the Watcher, so they get a nice little nifty D ward there as well. And they've rotated Erica towards the mid lane with a smoke.
Arena gets popped out. There's going to be the multi-shot, sidestepping through him. Very quick kill ends up happening. They might at least find some revenge by bringing down Beyond. He's caught in time some power calls right now. Does pop off the Stampede. So Beyond is fine. He's Gucci. They ended up killing off the mid laner, and they're going to get the tier 1 tower. It is all coming up 0 right now in this early game.
Yeah, they're playing this Drow strat really, really well. They protected her when she needed protecting. She was able to understand when her power spikes are. Got 2 of these, early game items with the Wraith Band and the Null Tally into the Dragonlance, just able to take these towers, and now it just unlocks 7E, right? Like, 7E has gotten to the point, doesn't have an extremely fast Blink Dagger, but he's going to have a well-timed Blink Dagger, and as soon as that comes up, all this space that, Erica as well as Ponlo have now created for their team is just going to mean that they're just going to be able to transition this into more towers and more space. And yes, they gave a little bit of time for the Tuskar to come back, but unfortunately for Gunnar, just wasn't able to put the pressure on the Drought early on, and now it is kind of recovery mode for Nouns, and this is the problem that we saw in that first game for Falcons, right, when they were playing this Nature's Prophet. I just didn't really see the pressure from the Nature's Prophets. I don't know if it's games are too fast for MP now, or players aren't playing it correctly, but it has really felt like that this hero is just too slow in a very fast kind of rangy meta.
Yeah. Have not felt the pace of this hero whatsoever. We normally do start feeling the pace and the potential from this Wind Ranger, but she's still a fair amount of items away from doing that. Needs to finish off this Maelstrom. And we see very often they go straight into the Gleipnir, but she's feeling under threat. Gonna go into the BKB first, coming in from Yuma. And with good reason. Blink Dagger just arrived for the Centaur, and we are, what, a minute and a half away from the Blink Dagger on the Mars. So 2 Blink Daggers, 2 easy ways to close you down. You definitely will need the BKB.
Yeah, a Blink Blade Mail on Beyond, and as you said, Blink almost up on 7E. Ponlo, I was gonna say, how close is he to the Pathos? He's a little bit away from it, but in a couple of games he definitely will be able to come up with that. And question is now, do Nouns have anything
Gunner's
on the
dead.
horizon?
Gunner is so... Oh my gosh, Gunner is dead. They're not even going to need to use ultimates for this one. They'll drag him back in. They throw a spear at him. Oh no, 7E! Okay, so a little bit of charity coming in from the mid laner there. Yeah, actually, if the assassinate wasn't there, dude, he actually would have lived. That's actually really funny.
Yeah, that's an awkward one. We didn't see that one 70. It's all right. It's all right, mate. Caught. That's 70 right now. Caught. All right, guys.
He tried to look cool. Didn't get it. I think maybe he expected the tree to not get broken by the snowball. But either way, they get the kill to transition that into a tier 1 tower. Blink Daggers are ready for both Beyond and 7E. They still have the Arena of Blood, so I don't really see a point in Team Zero stopping here. Maybe if they get a little bit low here on Erica.
Sadly, this Nature's Prophet now has to deal with this draw, and they're going to start the fight with the Arena. Good snowball to dodge some of the additional damage, but the Hook under 2 coming in from Beyond. Copy falling very low. Neelis bails them out by being able to hookshot the Drow Ranger, putting in the cogs, but unfortunately it is not enough. Yuma, Assassinate will bring him down. Ponlo's on a double, Ponlo's on a triple, baby. He might even get an ultra kill here. Gunner will end up dead. Fly, the lone survivor of this fight.
7E?
And it looks like 7E is more interested in the Wisdom Rune than the life of the Enchantress. That's how you know you're having a tough game. They're like, killing level 5 Ench, literally not worth my time.
Yeah, I mean, it's far more experience for your team just getting the Wizardry, but that was basically as one-sided of a fight as you could possibly have at 14 minutes into this game. This is not looking good for Nouns in game number 1 here. Beyond is huge. Yuma came in. You could see he whirlwind, and Beyond just said, all right, bro, I'm going to stand next to you. He has a Vanguard and a Blade Mail and maxed out return. Yuma had to literally just run away from him so the whirlwind didn't hit him, because he was going to die purely to whirlwind. So it is a very tough time now if you are any of these Nouns cores, because the Drow's really strong, 7E's really strong, and so's Beyond.
Oh, hookshot, Neelis. They do find Erica here. Haven't been able to get him out just yet. He's losing a lot of HP, and he will eventually tick over. Nicely done by the Nouns lineup, but can they get out? Yuma, Assassinate right onto his face. It kills him more. Ponlo with another kill. Unstoppable streak for him. ZZQ just maintaining vision of these heroes. They just can't bring him down. He's so tanky, and now Beyond finds 3 heroes with the hoof stomp. Ponlo finishes it off. That's a double for him. And now 7E back again with the Arena. Snowball will delay proceedings for a little bit, but there's absolutely no way that these heroes get out. Gunner, he will die. It's another triple for Ponlo. And this time around, Fly will not be so lucky. They prevent the Ponlo ultra kill, but they still end up getting decimated in that fight. Team Zero cannot be stopped. Fluke, it's 13-2 on the scoreline, and it was 13-1 before the Drow died.
Yeah, it's yeah, you can just see how much they have to commit to try and take down the Drow Ranger, right? That was all 5 heroes throwing all of their bodies at the Drow Ranger, and it's just the Beyond and 7E show at this point. Like, all it takes is for them to get 1 4-star. Are they even close to that? They've got the Solar Crest now at least done for Podlo. I looked at him before and I was like, oh, how close is he to the Pavis? That's okay. They had double blink dagger. Now he has Solar Crest and he has a mech that's on the way as well and about 300 gold. So Podlo's a big boy when it comes to being a position 4. He's what, like 1200 gold behind the Wind Ranger, who's a POS 1, and he's 500 gold ahead of the offlaner.
I was about to be even more because Yuma is in the sights of him and Beyond. They're stalking this Wind Ranger and they're gonna find her. She does not have access to a BKB. They stampede for it as well. Wind Run about to expire. Shackle Shot will buy a little bit of time, but here comes the Drow Ranger throwing in the multi-shot, and Erica guarantees another kill. And this could potentially set them up to go into the Roshan pit if they really wanted to.
Yeah, they can kind of do whatever they want. I would like to see them get a little bit aggressive again, because there's just nothing Nouns can do to them, right? And the Aegis, yes, it's going to mean that they won't come anywhere near to fight them, but I don't think that's what Nouns want to do anyways at this point. Things are getting very, very scary and very hard to deal with as well. One thing that and this is going to test my Drow knowledge, is multi-shot, it doesn't miss, right? Like, it can't miss.
No,
against the mischance. So that's why a Drow Ranger I think is really good with his sidestep. Oh, ZZQ.
They're playing on the ZZQ, but they can't kill him before Beyond arrives. Nature's Grasp is there as well. This Treant Protector is still freaking alive. Beyond created the space. ZZQ took advantage of it. And of course, 7E was there for the cleanup. 2 kills for the Centaur. The big thing for me, Fluke, look at the tower. The tower is still alive. ZZQ keeps this damn thing going with this living armor.
Yeah, ZZQ lives. Everybody else, go Power Rangers, they TP in, they keep their boy alive, and again, it's just more gold going in their way. The fact that Ponlo was able to TP in, gets the Solar Crest off, Beyond blinks in, gets a 2-man Who-Stomp, ZZQ puts all of his heals down, Ponlo comes in, Shine, Mechanism, half HP, back on the Treant Protector, and there's just too much damage from the remainder of these cores from Team Zero, and this game is balling out of control. I don't know what the speed run is for the Rhodes International 2024. I think it was around about 20 minutes. This could be close.
Let's see. I'm gonna go find out. As Beyond playing around with Gunnar right now. Gunnar gonna eat a young assassinate to the face, but they don't really have that much interest in chasing him. They'll let him go. Shortest game so far was Tundra versus Talon game 1, 24 minutes and 6 seconds.
Okay. All right. And that was a Talon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top lane. Copy. Copy's been scouted. ZZQ no longer has overgrowth, but I don't think he'll need it. They don't even need the stampede for this one. Nature's Grasp did more than enough work, and that is going to be a dead Nature's Prophet. Copy down for the count. 1-4-0 on the Nature's Prophet, man. Not having the impact that we want to see from that hero.
Yeah, it's really tough times for Nouns. That was literally just ZZQ on a drow. Like, and you're taking down one of your most farmed heroes who has a Klephner and just couldn't stand toe to toe with it. And man, this sidestep talent is making me a believer. I thought it was bad. I thought, like, honestly, I thought Drow Ranger was going to be one of those heroes where you're like, yeah, she's good, but her facets are bad. So that's what I was kind of questioning right now. But Erica's really showing that this sidestep facet is remarkably good. It makes this hero very, very mobile. You can do a lot of cool things in team fights as well. You're not just like stuck in the one position. That was kind of the problem with Drow, was like you wanted to build all this damage, but you also wanted to make sure you use multi-shot because it deals so much extra damage. You didn't want to stand still. So it kind of alleviates a lot of that pressure. And Team Zero, once again, coming out with a new hero. And we're all the better for it. And I'm super excited to see what else they get to cook with, because if this is what they cook with when it comes to an extremely important, you know, basically top of the group match, what's it going to be like when these guys have a little bit of room to breathe, you know?
Please stop. I can only get so erect.
The Chinese fans, they're eating good. They're eating good this year. I don't want to count our chickens before they hatch just yet.
We up, bro. We buying stocks, bro. We up right now, bro.
I already have my TI Grand Final tickets, all right, guys. They're in the bag.
There we go. I will say the other facet for the Drow, if you have an Omni in the game and you're willing to buy the early shot, the other one's actually really strong. But it's a little bit more situational to make it work with the high ground one. Mid lane, guess what? They thought that, hey guys, there's a Sea Dragon wave. It's going to take the tier 1. ZZQ is like, nothing. I'm healing it up. 70 clears out the wave. Fluke, we are 21 minutes into a game where the enemy team for Nouns has Nature's Prophet, Enchantress, and somehow Team Zero has managed to keep all their tier 1s. That's insane.
Yeah, this is exactly kind of the scenario that we saw Team Zero in their series against Falcons, right? Where it just felt like they had to... They were just alive for too long. And this is probably going to be a concern for these more teams.
Poor puppy. Caught again. Erica on a killing spree. And Gunner's dead too. Beyond finds him. While he's in the wave, Gunner can't escape in time. He snowballed onto the wave, so he had no escape mechanism. He at the very least does pop the pipe, but that's only going to delay things, as Erica able to grab himself a double kill on the Drow. 6-1 and 8 on the safe laner.
Yeah, it's just so simple with this Mars pick, right? Like, it's just so straightforward. You just get this Blink Dagger, you arena, you spear somebody. The Drow's got so much damage and so much mobility that she can keep up with you. And then you just kill basically anybody on the map. And unfortunately for Nouns, they have these two cores that are so reliant on this kind of early game pressure and snowballing super hard and going into those BKBs and those damage items and kind of having this overwhelming amount of damage early on. That it's just gotten to the point now where the Drow Ranger's gotten over this hump. Like, she's at the point where she's outscaling everybody. She's going into her first Roshan now at 22 minutes in the game. Manta, Hurricane Pike probably can go into a magnitude of different items. Went for the Shard early on, which I like from Erica. Makes it oh so hard for them to try and get on top of him in a lot of these team fights. And, you know, it's just... How are you supposed to get through these two tanky boys in the Mars and the Central and then also deal with the Drow who was doing so much damage in the backline?
It's not just the Drow, my friend. Don't forget about Ponlo. 8-1 and 9 on the sniper. Has Mech Solo Crest, and it's like, yeah, you know, Mech Solo Crest, but there's a lot of damage that will come out of this hero with the Shrapnel, thanks to that Scatter Shot talent. This is... I think we are in that territory for nouns where they need to start considering GGing out. If this next fight doesn't go well, because now they'll be revealing the Yuma BKB as well as the copy BKB. Gunna's not going to get the Blink Dagger before the next fight. But I think if they lose the next fight, just GG out. The game is just over.
Yeah, BKBs are kind of like the last hurrah. They are just chasing
no,
down Gunna
Stampede.
right now.
They find Gunna. Lilith is able to get himself out of trouble. Gunna still doesn't have his Blink Dagger, so certainly he's going to end up killed. Couple more right clicks from the Drow is all they need, and there goes the Tusker. Gunner is down. 7 is on a dominating streak. He has not died this entire game. 4-0 and 10 on the Mars.
They found copy.
Oh no, is this going to be
Big
another kill onto
Oh,
him? They have
no.
the overgrowth. They cancel the TP out. ZZQ is there, baby. And now Ponlo's in front of him. They've got the damage they need. Beyond gets the killing spree, but that's copy. Not just killed, but they tip him as well, inflicting some emotional damage on top of it.
Man, ZZQ is being a spicy little boy. He had a very hot start to yesterday, and now he's coming in with the tips. He's got the voice lines going out. Ponlo's feeling himself as well. Man, this Team Zero team, obviously going into this tournament, I expected these guys to come out and show their best. But I think they've definitely gotten on a hot streak, and they need to try and make sure that this hot streak continues and not to get too ahead of themselves. Obviously, in this series right now, they're looking very, very hot, and I'm really liking the way that they are playing, full of confidence on all of their players, right? Like, not very often you see like the support players like playing with so much confidence and like skill expression and stuff, but I think ZZQ and Pondo are those two players that I've seen so far for Team Zero that are just exuding so much confidence in a lot of these games, and that kind of shows in a lot of their decision making and the way that they've been playing a lot of these fights.
Oh boy. We'll see what they are able to accomplish here. It has officially been 10 minutes since Nouns got a kill on this map.
Oofed.
Since they've gotten anything, there's no tier 1 towers that they've received. They haven't taken a Roshan. Their camps have been mostly stolen by Team Zero. This might actually be the hardest blowout we've seen so far on the road to the International.
Yeah, definitely not the fastest, but it feels like it's one of the roughest opening couple of moments, but there is a sound issue now with Nouns, so let's see if they can get that one sorted out. They are just trying to split push as much as they possibly can, just trying to get as much farm on the map and see if they can try and hold out. You're probably just going to let this full lane of racks go. Like, you're not fighting into an Aegis, man. Like, you're just not, you're not able to get on top of this Drow. You're not able to get the extra amount of damage to take it down twice without losing 2 to 3 heroes yourself. So, try and push this out. Just say, all right, we're going to cop it. We're going to force them to use quite a lot to try and get this this lane at least, but we're getting at least something out of it.
Melee Rax is being taken right now. Fly and Yuma doing their absolute best. And they're just trying to finish farm onto Copy and Gunner. Gunner wants his blink really badly, and then Copy really wants the Aghanim shot. So they're going to just let this lane go. They might even let 2 of them go. I don't know if they can afford to let 2 go. They might have to come back and contest this one. There's no other option. They're returning.
They can't fight into this Aegis. They have to try and find an angle.
Get the shackle shot onto Beyond and 7E. That's the best case scenario. Copy finds the Gleipnir, but unfortunately Erica's already in their face, eviscerating Fly. And now, with Beyond finding the 2-hero stun, Gunner and Copy will find themselves taking a tumble. A double kill for Drow, a dominating streak for Beyond. And Yuma will go in for one last whirlwind with the BKB active. Almost brings down Ponlo and them, but Ponlo has Guardian Grease, pops them. They turn around to kill off Leeless one more time. Gunner brought back for this one, but they're sending him right back from when he came. GG, well played, has been called. Team Zero, guaranteed top 2 in the group. But the way things are looking right now, this right here is the #1 seed.